And we back. What's up? No Handle podcast number 5. We got your boys. You know it's KC. You know we got Bones. You know we got Vito. Hope you guys are ready. We think we have a good one for you. A lot of hot topics in the sports world. So before we get started, I just want to mention Weehawken again because this shit's coming up and I'm starting to get it. I can't wait to be throwing $5,000 on the game. What up, kid? And you need to make that bread. Oh.
You've never even had 1,000 on the
I know,
game, kid.
dude. I'm sweating right now thinking about it.
First game,
weeks.
I told you this. I'm going to tell you again. The first game, we're tossing a K. So get ready.
Oh,
Mentally prepare yourself. Do what you have to do. So when we fucking sit in that venue, you're ready to go. I don't know what game it's going to be,
Kid,
but just be ready to go.
I was born fucking
I know
ready.
You were. I just want to make
I was
sure.
born for this. Are you kidding me?
You're with the big
Give me
dogs
the fucking
now.
shot.
You're with
Let's
the
go.
big dogs now.
We've
So
been
let's get
cooking
into
lately
it.
too. All right, so we're good. We're in
So,
good hands.
Everyone, let's get into this. I hope that people listen to me on the last podcast because the bets that I gave out hit. Adesanya and Sean O'Malley, both of them hit. Granted, Adesanya's fight, style bender, it wasn't the best fight, but he
Disappointing,
destroyed
but-
that leg. He
Oh my
destroyed
God.
that
It had
leg.
welts on it.
Not the
Oh,
best
it was
fight.
like
literal
it was bad.
welts.
Not the best fight. It
It
was
was
probably one
yeah.
of the worst fights
It was a bad fight.
I've seen in a long time. Dude.
But we did have on the same card one of the best fights I've ever seen, and that's regardless of gender, Weili Zhang versus Joanna Jedrzejczyk.
I think you said
I
it right.
apologize if I say
You
it
might
wrong.
have said it right.
I might have said it right, but
Joanna?
that
Joanna.
fight, if nobody saw that fight, I suggest going and watching it because there was over 500 significant strikes thrown in like the
Three
first
rounds.
three
It was
rounds.
the first 3 rounds, I'm pretty sure.
This fight was just incredible, and it could have went either way. They gave it to the champ. You got to beat the champ to be the champ. That goes for the Adesanya Romero fight too. But
Did you see her face on Twitter?
oh my god, dude, it was crazy. The
She
whole
was a
thing was just
different
black
person.
and blue.
Her forehead
Her whole
was
Forehead
absolute-
was swelling up
her
like a
forehead
fucking
was
maniac.
huge.
Yeah, but overall, I think it was a pretty good card. We got some good fights out
We
of it.
definitely had good
It was
fights
worth
on
the
that.
money.
It was better than the
So,
last card.
Yeah, and we
John
made the
Jones
money.
card.
The
So
money was there.
from now on, you guys
money
better
was
listen
made.
on the bets because they're coming in hot
And they're not going to stop.
and they're not going to stop.
Right, Eddie? We got Eddie Dulio over here again.
Oh yeah.
He's going to come on the pod. He's going to show his face next podcast. He said not today, but we just want to show. Whenever you see social media, Edward Dulio's the guy. He's
Yeah,
the one in charge
He's been
of everything.
stepping up.
He has been stepping up.
Putting some
been doing
content out
good.
there.
Sadine, you got a surprise for me and Ken?
I
Because
do.
Me and Kenny have no clue what is about to happen.
Yeah. So
but
what I'm about to say is a new feature we could do on this podcast. Just a thought too.
like a segment.
Yeah, new segment. It entails mostly around Kenny.
Okay.
So what this
does that
segment
mean?
is, basically we try to figure out if you're smarter than Bones. So the whole speculation around this is Kenny's not very bright. When it comes to like
but
generic
he's got the confidence
questions,
of a fucking
the
tiger.
confidence is out there. I mean, the kid will talk out of his ass for hours.
I talk out of my ass because it's intelligent and I fucking hit. If this is anything with
Intelligent?
betting, it's an automatic hit. So don't start with me, Vito,
All right, but
behind the
see,
sticks.
but see that
Don't
see
start with me,
that's
kid.
maybe where your knowledge ends is the betting. But we're trying to go a step farther than that, just basic knowledge.
So how does
kid.
this work?
Yeah, how does it
How
work?
does it work?
Okay,
Explain.
so I
Go
mean-
into detail.
The detail is, I ask very generic questions for Kenny and the viewers at home. You guys can try to beat Kenny. Answer these questions truthfully, and see if you could get more right questions than Kenny.
So is it like a quiz?
Basically, like a quiz, trivial quiz.
So it's all.
So there's going to be like 10 questions. Kenny's not going to know
Maybe,
the
yeah.
answer. He may or may not know the answer. He's going to give his answers.
And then we'll judge him, and then the viewers at home can see if they beat Kenny. Leave a comment if you do or don't. We all want to know. And
are these
oh
questions?
man, I
the
hope
segment.
they all beat
Are
Kenny.
these questions from the
We could
weekend?
just rip on him every
so,
week
so
if
like,
the
look,
viewers are on top of this shit.
I'll just give a
Fuck
quick
yeah.
example. Like this isn't set in stone yet. We'll get it all kind of written out, but this is just like a real quick just example. All right, ready?
Okay.
This is a basic question. So Kenny, as you know, Kansas City Chiefs just won the Super Bowl, but what state is Kansas City located in?
Start this shit.
Say what state, kid? I want to know the state.
Oh. What state, kid?
Da, 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 da,
Kansas
da,
City.
da, da, da,
I have no
da.
fucking idea. dude.
See, this is what I mean, folks. Viewers at home, stay tuned. This is gonna be a good segment.
Kyle, where's Kansas City? Do you know?
I would go with
I want to say.
Missouri.
I want to. Is
Yes.
it Missouri?
Yes.
Bam.
Correct.
Give me that
Ding
shit.
ding.
I
Gotta
knew
get some
what-
sound effects
Kansas,
going, too.
Kansas is too easy.
Yeah.
Would you
Yeah.
tell him behind the scenes? That's some
No.
bullshit. Next,
no, no.
give me the next question.
That's
You actually wanna
that's
embarrass
geography,
yourself
bro.
more?
Move on. You want to
You
start
want to
this?
embarrass
Come on,
yourself
move
some
on.
more? Okay, this. See, I kind of want to save some of the good ones though.
Yeah,
Alright, give me-
save them, save them.
We'll make this a new segment.
We'll do
next
one more.
week.
All right, one more. Because this one's okay. This is a good one. All right, name 2 generations of people. Do you know what I mean by that? I can give you an example, but then you can't use that example.
Just in sports.
You know what I mean? No, like generations of people. I can give you an example.
Give us an example.
Yeah. What do you mean by like I?
Like Generation Z people, Gen Z. Does that make sense?
You
Alright,
already
just give
lost
me,
me.
Just give me an example.
Millennial,
Oh, but give me an example. Give me 2 people.
a millennial person.
The baby boomers.
Okay, that's one.
Ooh.
But see, Kenny doesn't even know what
The
we're
Great
talking about.
Depressionists.
That's one of them. The Great
Is
Depression
it?
is one
Bam!
of them.
Is this
really?
too? Bam!
All right, let's move on from this
Yeah,
fucking
move
topic.
on.
See, all right.
We'll get
this
it
This will be
cooking.
a good one though.
This
folks.
will be a good
I
one.
need to start fucking studying.
Nah.
I'm gonna start studying just worldwide events from now on. You want to turn this show into that? That's fine. Let's move on.
All right.
All right, what we got here? Some hot topics.
The big one.
The big topic of the weekend.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, LeBron James. So, obviously, LeBron James just won 2 games over the weekend, 2 big games against the Bucks, and then against the Clippers. So that really pushed him, kind of in hopes of another MVP. But obviously, Giannis is standing in front of him. But do you think LeBron can kind of take that spot from Giannis this year?
Well, I just want to point out that at the moment, LeBron does not have the numbers because we always say this is a regular season award. LeBron does not have the numbers to compete with Giannis for this award at the moment. LeBron's averaging 26, a little bit less than that, 50% from the field, 8 rebounds, 10.5 assists. Giannis is averaging 30, a little less than that, 55% from the field, almost 14 rebounds and 6 assists. So it's at the moment, there's just no way you could put LeBron above it. Like, I get he won the big games, but Giannis is just playing too well right now. What do you think?
I don't think that he is the MVP. I don't think he's going to be the MVP. He beat the Clippers and Bucks back to back this weekend, which was huge, but he also lost to the Clippers earlier in the year and lost to the Bucks. So, yeah, he had 2 big wins back to back, but he didn't beat the Clippers at all before this game, and the Bucks, I'm pretty sure, even on the season. He also has Anthony Davis as his wingman. So, I mean, I'm not saying he isn't the most valuable player on the Lakers, but he does have a good side piece. The Bucks have a good overall team altogether, but Giannis doesn't have that second go-to when he's on the bench. And like we've been saying, Giannis has better numbers than he did last year. So you got to give it back to the guy has better numbers and is doing better than he did last year. Unless LeBron has a remarkable end of the year, and Giannis, I don't think his injury is going to hurt him, for the rest of the year. I think he'll be back soon. I don't think LeBron can catch Giannis this year. I don't.
Yeah, and I agree. But to your point there, I mean, yeah, he's having better numbers. But when James Harden won MVP next season, he put up better numbers, and Giannis won it. So that
Yeah,
argument,
you always
goes either way.
say that, but that's not how it works. Just because you won
that can go
MVP,
either-
because somebody could be putting up better numbers, so it doesn't. It's not compared to what happened last season.
It's just a bonus
Like
this year.
even if let's say this year Giannis was averaging 40, and like 40, 10, and 10, but LeBron was averaging 50, 10, and 10. You obviously are giving it to LeBron, even though Giannis won it the year before because LeBron has better numbers. It's not like based off last
what
year.
you did last year,
Well,
yeah.
if we want to go back to Harden, it was also he had most of his points.
He probably should have won it too. I mean, there's a
But
strong
points,
debate with that.
you can
but-
have scoring title.
yeah,
if you want to. Go
MVP
to the
is a lot
Harden, but
different. Yeah, you're right.
It's difficult. I think LeBron made a statement for sure in the league. Absolutely, he shows that he's 35 and he's still 17th year in the league, still banging around with Giannis and dominating. Yeah, I'm not taking that away from him, but I think Giannis is going to win it again this year.
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
I'm right there with you. Did LeBron build a very strong case this weekend for MVP? Yeah, I mean his odds went from 1,000 plus 1,000 to win MVP to plus 300. So clearly he's making a strong case, and I mean who knows if he keeps up this pace, and Giannis is hurt right now. If he stays a little hurt, who knows? LeBron can maybe pick that up, but yeah, right now it's definitely Giannis.
He fucking scared.
So-
He scared the shit out of me, Giannis, the other day.
Yeah, he got
I
hurt.
mean, my
When he got
biggest
hurt.
fucking
He's been
bet
out.
on that
Yeah,
dude.
he's been
They
out.
said it's a tweak or something with his knee. They're up in the East. Nobody's
No,
gonna
yeah, they're
catch him.
being
So
Yeah,
careful.
they don't. There's
they're
no
gonna be
rush to
careful
bring
with
him
him.
back. There's no rush.
But damn, dude, imagine if he fucking tore his meniscus or ACL.
Don't even bring it up, kid.
I'm not. Yeah, you're right. Move on.
Don't want to wish.
Wait,
yeah, don't
but
want to wish that.
Before we
Jeez.
move on from this, I just want to point out ESPN real plus minus. This is like a statistic that they do. Like it's better than plus minus. It brings in a bunch of things into account. Giannis and LeBron are the only ones, and James Harden, that are over a 4.0. Giannis is at 7.85. LeBron's at 6.77. Harden's at 5.72. And the rest of the league, every other player, Kawhi Leonard, Luka Doncic, like the list goes on, they're all under 4. So like that difference, like
What's
Giannis
that
is
stat again? What is
Giannis is almost double ESPN's real plus minus percentage. Giannis is almost double what anybody besides LeBron and James Harden is. That's like incredible to think about.
it? Yeah. I mean, yeah. You just look at like MVP when you're talking about just MVP, you're talking about what that player means to that team. Like
In the
you
regular
take-
season.
In the regular season, exactly.
You think
You take Giannis out of that team, the Bucks are trash. They're not. They might even not come out of the East.
Earlier in the year they were 8-0 without him, but then they've been playing without him. They're like 0-4.
I was just
Yeah,
gonna
or
ask
something.
you. Anthony Davis makes a huge difference too.
Oh
on
yeah,
a
for
team,
sure. Anthony
because-
Davis is top 5 player in the world.
Yeah. So when you
Like,
have him side by side with LeBron,
Oh yeah.
not to take credit away from LeBron, but they're spreading the floor. They got to worry about AD. With the Bucks, you just got to really worry about the 3-point shooters. So
yeah. All right, let's move on here to the next hot topic we got is with whether we disagree or agree with Dak Prescott turning down the 33 mil per year contract that he got offered.
he's a fucking idiot. This is just going on way too long. Just take your damn money, go back in the Cowboys. You're gonna have Amari Cooper back. You probably should have won last year against the Eagles if Dak doesn't shit the bed. Prove yourself. Take the money. You're going to be one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the league. What more do you want? What are you trying to prove to Jerry Jones? How much more money could you possibly want? He hasn't done shit. He hasn't done shit in the playoffs. He's an average quarterback throughout the year. He has one of the top running backs, which opens up a lot. And now he has Amari Cooper. Go out, take your money, prove to Jerry Jones that you deserve it, and go fucking ball. Stop with this fucking bullshit with the money and just stop beating around the bush. He's going to pay you now, so take it.
Bones, I agree with you, and here's why. The Cowboys are obviously trying to save money to allot that to somebody else that they need. Byron Jones, Amari Cooper, both notable free agents this year, along with at least 25 other players. I was looking at the list earlier. It goes on and on. Like, they have a lot of people that they have to re-sign. They offered him the same contract in September, $33 million. There might have been a difference with the guarantee, but they didn't release that information because I think Dak's main reason for denying it back then was the guaranteed money that they were like offering him. But now they offered him the same thing, but still we don't get numbers for guaranteed money. So we don't know if there is a difference, but it's still $33 million a year. This would make him a top 5 paid player in the league. Does anybody really think that he even is a top 5 player in the league? I doubt anybody does. Like, if you're not, I just don't understand why you wouldn't accept this. Like, Tom Brady, over his whole career, the amount of pay cuts he took, the cash that he could have made if he didn't take those pay cuts and wanted the max contracts would have allotted up to over $60 million in Tom Brady's career. That's fucking insane. And Dak Prescott can't take a $4 million. He was asking for like $4 million a year. Like, so you could still re-sign your best wide receiver and your best cornerback. Like, if Dak doesn't take this little bit of a pay cut, they're not going to be able to sign Amari Cooper and Byron Jones.
If they don't sign,
They're going to have to let one go.
If they don't,
which is going to be Byron Jones, and he's probably going to go to the Eagles.
Yeah.
I mean, that's big
Me and
too.
Eddie were talking about it too.
But on the offensive end, dude, if he doesn't have Amari Cooper being able to throw to Amari Cooper, they're going to be trash.
Yeah,
Amari
like,
Cooper's a big asset to that offense.
I think
and
that's
he wants
a
to play
lock,
there.
Though. I think
What?
like they're definitely re-signing Amari Cooper, but like if Dak doesn't take a pay cut, they can't re-sign Byron Jones too. It's like one of those.
Well, here's my take on it. Do I agree with Dak turning down the 33 mil? No, but I could kind of see why he did it. I mean, Dak should have been signed last year. Like there was talks about him getting signed. It was either really him or Zeke. You know, who are they going to put off for another year? They end up signing Zeke. which that was also a pain in the ass. And that's really what Jerry Jones loves to do. He loves to get in the media, get the Cowboys brand out there, with, oh, is he going to sign this person? Oh, they offered him this. But at the end of the day, he's just kind of making enemies, Jerry Jones, with his players. Like just
Yeah.
beating around the bush like that. Like no one really respects, like on the Dallas Cowboys. Like they don't really respect Jerry Jones just because he doesn't have like a personal relationship like that. Like he's like toying with them almost to a point.
Yeah.
So I mean, I could see where Dak's coming from, like with the whole situation last year, and then this year. I mean, he's asking for 33 mil. He'll be a top 5 paid QB,
which he doesn't deserve.
I think he's asking for 34 mil. So even then, I mean, with the every year the price for a QB is going to go up per year. So 2 years from now he'll probably be maybe top 10, top 7. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
But honestly, like when it comes down to it, the Cowboys, like, they're not making the same mistake that the Rams and the Eagles made in giving your quarterback a max contract when you don't know for sure that he's that guy. I mean, just look at what Carson Wentz and Jared Goff have been doing. Like, they've been blowing it since they got paid. Trash. And like, why are you trying to set the mark? Trash. You heard me. Trash. Carson Wentz. Trash.
Carson Wentz been hurt though, but
He had a couple of good games towards the end of the season, but besides that, trash. And honestly, Jared Goff, like, that was just a pathetic season.
Yeah, not very
So
good.
I just don't understand why you're trying to, like, if you asked me this a few months ago, I would have said to pay Dak Prescott what he wants. He's your franchise guy. He's the leader and everything. But they're obviously holding out this money for a reason. Like, they're trying to sign these other guys. Like, Dak has to look at if he saw the same list of players that need to be signed this year, maybe he'd think differently. Because I was looking at it, there's just like 30 people, like, have to be re-signed for the Cowboys this year.
Probably some offensive
And-
linemen.
Yeah, and I mean, the biggest notables, like I said, were
Byron Jones
and Amari Cooper. But like, even just them two, like, that's big money. And
Byron Jones is gonna walk, man, because I mean, Jerry Jones didn't even offer him anything yet.
because he knows if Dak doesn't accept, even if Dak accepts this, they're gonna have trouble re-signing him.
Listen,
I just don't
this
like
is
what Jerry Jones
this
does.
is because of
No, yeah,
this is
with
also
that.
because of how the leagues are these days in every sport. You have Bryce Harper who's signing, what was it, 10 or 12 years for 330 million. You have Jared Goff and Carson Wentz getting fat contracts which they don't deserve, being in the league for a few years. It sets the bar now where Dak Prescott is going to be getting unnecessary money because that's just the way the quarterbacks get paid in the NFL now.
Yeah, you're
He's
right.
set up for it. So fucking take the money, dude. Why are you being greedy? You should never be there in the first place.
Crazy.
But the way the league has been the past few years and the way the players control each league now, he's going to get paid an absurd amount of money. You need to prove to everybody that you deserve it, so take it and just go out and play the game. That's it.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
I
it.
agree with you. It just,
It's like every week with him now. It's just like getting to be old news. Like, just sign the contract, go out and play for the Cowboys, and win.
yeah. And if you play good for the next 5 years, get a contract extension after
Exactly.
your option or something.
Exactly.
It's not that
Exactly.
hard.
Yeah. All right. Next hot topic here. Tom Brady put his New England house up for sale. Apparently, I was doing some research on this. Apparently, the house was up for sale last year.
Yeah, that's what I was telling Eddie.
Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't
before
know that. I didn't
No,
see
yeah,
that.
I do
in
remember hearing
August-
that.
In
Yeah,
August
in
of
August
2019.
2019.
So I think this whole thing is just being blown up.
It's a little blown out of proportion. But
Tom
I mean,
Brady's gonna stay as a New England Patriot. That's my.
at the same time, though, like Bill Belichick didn't even talk to Brady yet, right?
No, but Brady. Listen, Brady wants to play the free agent market. He's never got a chance to do it in his whole career.
He's
He just
having
wants
fun
to-
with it. He wants to see what it's like,
He wants
what
to
it's
see
all
what
about.
options he has.
Yeah.
Like, he'll go and meet with some teams, like, see what they have to say.
We better hurry up.
Yeah, but he's also meeting with the Patriots to make sure that if he
Hey,
does stay, that they're going
he
to
needs
get
pieces,
players.
yeah,
Like, he's
he
not
needs
going to
some
stay there
pieces.
if they don't get any other players.
For sure.
With that offense, like, oh, it was atrocious this past year.
Tom Brady is the LeBron James of the NFL right now. So what he's doing is exactly what LeBron James did when he went to Miami. He tested the market, he tested free agency, and he wanted to see where he was going to go. Bill Belichick and Brady don't have a good relationship. I don't know if people recognize that or not. Winning doesn't mean that they have a good relationship. They are a great duo. They are great in the aspect of football. They are each other on and off the field. They're both masterminds, but what I'm saying, you know what I mean?
I
They're just-
disagree with you.
How? They've won so many Super Bowls. You can't say that they're not
This is-
one of the greatest. Hear me out. You're
Okay.
telling me that they're not one of the greatest coaches and players ever, duo, ever,
Yeah, of
in any
course.
sport.
Of
So
course.
what my point is that they are great together on the field, but that doesn't mean that they have a good relationship. And once again, why is Tom Brady going to go back to a team that doesn't have a dominant wide receiver, doesn't have a dominant tight end, which is why they've
They
had
can
so
get
much
pieces,
success. Exactly, but they haven't. And all they have right now is Julian Edelman and James White.
But if
That's
you
that-
think
that's
about
their
it, they only
offense.
had
That's their
they just won the
offense.
Super Bowl 2 years ago. They had pieces then. Last year was really, I mean, you look at it like the only year they didn't really have all these pieces together. You know what I mean? Like last year they didn't have a lot. They didn't.
Why would you not want to go play for Tennessee, where you have one of the coaches that you really like, you've been
Yeah,
close
I mean, I
with,
agree. I think it's
and
either
you've
Tennessee
had-
or the Patriots.
and you've had it on ESPN, dude. He told Julian Edelman he wasn't going back to the Patriots, dude. He fucking said it clear as day. And he's on FaceTime with Mike Vrabel. What do you mean?
Well,
That
that-
is the
no,
place
that's
for him
what
to go. That is the place for him to
I'm
go.
saying it's
I'm
either
telling you.
Patriots or Tennessee.
He's gonna
Those
go-
are the two options.
I
for
agree
me.
with you on that, but I do not think he's going to the Patriots. I do not. He hasn't even talked to them. Yes, it might be his last option because like you just said, he wants to test the market. But if he goes to Tennessee, he will have a 10 times better season than he will with the Patriots, unless the Patriots make some fucking move within the next few weeks. Honestly, has to be.
I agree with you on the Titans thing, but I disagree with you think that Tom Brady and Bill Belichick have a bad relationship off the field.
It's clearly not good. It's clearly not
no,
good.
listen to me.
Yeah,
Bill
no.
They don't work
Belichick-
together. They
listen
don't
to
work
me.
together.
Hey, I
They
let
haven't
you,
done
they do.
I
anything
let you
together.
talk. Now you let me
But
talk.
I'm just saying, what have they done off the court
Listen.
or off the field?
Listen, Bill Belichick he doesn't have those personal relationships with anyone. That's just the type of person he is. Just because he doesn't show people that like he's
Yeah.
best friends with Brady and give him the pat on the back when he makes a good throw, that doesn't mean they don't have a good relationship. It's just the type of person Bill Belichick is.
But that's the word on the street.
It's not the word on the street. What does that mean?
Everybody's saying that they don't
That's
have a good
rumors,
relationship.
kid.
It is
Word on the
rumors.
street is they haven't talked deals yet. That's it. That's
Exactly.
really that's
so
what
why,
the word on the
why
street.
wouldn't you if you have that great relationship and Bill Belichick
They're probably trying to
wants Brady
work
to come
something
back?
out. They're probably trying to get other pieces. You know, they're trying to work out
Tom
money
Brady
with other with
has
other
met
players.
with the Patriots organization, just telling them pretty much, if you guys don't go out and
I'm
try to
testing
make
free
moves
agency, yeah.
to try to make a statement this year, then I'm gonna go somewhere else. That's what
and
it
that's
comes
what the
down
Patriots
to.
are doing. They
And
just
that's what
didn't
he
offer
told
him a
them.
deal.
That's
just
what it
didn't-
comes down. I
yeah.
don't think it has anything to do with the relationship between them. I think it's more just about the pieces around Brady, and if they're gonna
What are
bring
the
people
Patriots
in,
gonna
then he'll
do?
stay. If they don't, then he's gonna go play for either the Titans or the 49ers. And on that note, I was like weeks ago I said this probably to all you guys too. Like I didn't want Tom Brady to be a Titan, but the more I think about it, for 2 years, why the fuck not? Like if we were playing against the Chiefs and had a 10-point lead right before halftime, just like we did this year,
And with
and we
Brady
had Tom Brady there,
and Derrick Henry.
in the second half, I would feel way more confident in that game, and I think we easily would have a way better shot. We probably would have made it to the Super Bowl.
Well, yeah, Ryan Tannehill.
Well,
I agree. I don't know
maybe
why
not,
you
but-
wouldn't want Tom Brady on
yeah,
your team.
Ryan Tannehill will never have a season like that.
I'm
again.
just worried about the fall off. Like if he, I don't know for sure. Like he could come on the field and he might just look terrible, and then it's
Who,
just
Brady,
like
you're saying?
yeah, and then we're wasting $60 million for 2 years just to have Tom Brady finish his career as a Titan.
Well,
you know?
what the hell are you gonna pay?
Ryan
Tannehill?
Tannehill, I think it was like for like 4 years, like 40 million or something. Like that's not
That
much.
really that low? Okay.
No, I think it's a little more than that, but
He probably wants like 20 mil a year, right? I mean,
he should.
If I'm Tom Brady and the Patriots sign Hunter Henry, I go back to the Patriots because his bread and butter is with the tight end. I know Gronk was a different breed, but the amount of success they had with the tight end was phenomenal. That offense has to go through a tight end. They had Aaron Hernandez. They had Rob Gronkowski. They had so much success with those two guys. They have not had a tight end since. They didn't have a. They had fucking what was his name? The ex-Saint
well, they lost the Super Bowl.
Watson. They had fucking Watson.
Ben
They-
Watson.
Dude, they brought him in like week 9. He hasn't even played in a game all year. Like
Patriots
that
lost
is.
the Super Bowl when they had Hernandez and Gronk.
But I'm saying the amount of success that they had
Alright.
was
Yeah,
ridiculous
that's
on the offense.
That's
It's a
the
huge
routes Brady
piece.
loves to throw.
Yes, they don't have that. And
Alright,
then you have
but
old ass Edelman as your one.
Hunter Henry's probably gonna sign back with the Chargers. Chargers are letting go Melvin Gordon. They're gonna have cap space. They already gave Eckler money. They're gonna give
Well, if they
Hunter
sign
Henry
him,
money.
then yeah. Then if they sign him and they officially make that a move, I
like
think that
like
Brady
right
leaves.
now, Melvin Gordon is not like
He's not, gonna
not
be a
expected
Charger.
to be a Charger.
No, he
at
won't.
all.
He won't be.
Yeah.
They-
So
they paid
Hunter
Austin
Henry's got to be coming back.
But what I'm
There's no
saying
way.
is if you guys say Bill Belichick is as good as he is and he can make all these moves, it's a move he needs to make. He's got to pay Hunter Henry, and that'll help Tom Brady out.
Yeah, or at least some good tight end. Doesn't have to be.
There's got to be
Hunter
someone
Henry,
else out there. Let me
Yeah.
look.
I mean, I don't know, but if we're mentioning like the 49ers, like I think that'd be stupid for the Niners.
Yeah, I don't like
Don't-
that. I don't think
don't-
that's a smart move.
Don't give away your franchise guy for the next 10 years just for 2 shots at a Super Bowl. Like you could lose a playoff game. Tom Brady might have a steep fall off like we're all saying. You never know.
Yeah, but and after he
There's
leaves,
no point in trading Jimmy G for
well,
him.
Jimmy G has no
Yeah.
confidence then. How do you how do you play Jimmy G after Tom Brady?
Yeah, but then Jimmy G would be on the Patriots.
What do you think? I got a
They're saying that's what they would trade. They would trade the quarterbacks for each other. Still makes no fucking sense to me.
Yeah, I don't know.
But you can't trade away your franchise guy just for 2 years, a shot in 2 years. That doesn't guarantee anything.
No, I agree
Having
with you.
Tom Brady, even if you're the Niners, doesn't guarantee shit. In the NFC especially.
Yeah, I agree. So some free agents: Jordan Reed, Vance McDonald, Eric Ebron, Vernon Davis, Jason Witten, Tyler Eifert, and I mean that's really it. Hunter Henry's probably
Yeah, I
gonna
mean-
sign back.
All right, regardless though. It's just he needs more weapons. If they don't give him the weapons, he's going somewhere else.
Agreed.
He's either going to go to
It's
the
not
Titans.
really weapons, just tight end, another wide receiver. That's it.
Realistically,
That's really it.
make the move for
Yeah,
Brady's
give
gone.
the fucking
That's
give
it.
the goat some fucking weapons.
Give the GOAT
That's
some
what
love,
it comes
man.
down to.
That's it.
Defense
Jesus.
is solid, just tight end, wide receiver. That's it.
All right, Dean, let's move the fuck on.
Bang.
What do we got? Bam.
Let's get into some March Madness here.
I hope they have March Madness, dude. If they can't,
We all
fuck,
get baby.
dude.
let's
Imagine
go.
they cancel March Madness.
You guys gonna throw money on NBA games?
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
that's where I
You
got my.
think?
That's where my unit comes in.
Selective.
Kenny's got the
Eh.
college on lock.
Selective.
I don't know how I feel about that.
NBA's easy.
March Madness. Number 1 seeds. Who do we got? Give me 4 of them for the bracket.
Want me to go first? Kansas and Gonzaga. I think they're shoo-ins. That should be a lock regardless. I think they're the 2 best teams in the nation. Kansas and Gonzaga. Below that tier, number 1 at the second tier is Dayton. I got Dayton. They should be a number 1 seed. They're on a 20-game win streak. Obi Toppin averaging 23.5 per game. The kid's a monster. And they got a really good squad. I think it's the longest win streak in obviously their history, but it's like there was another stat in their conference or
What's
something.
8-10? I think. they're
Yeah. But and then the fourth one, I think this is where it gets a little fishy because you got Baylor, SDSU, Florida State, Creighton, and Kentucky, all in contention for this 4th number 1 seed. This is what I think. You guys might have different opinions. Like,
Well, I don't agree with Gonzaga, but continue.
You had Baylor.
how do you not have Gonzaga? Has to be a number 1 seed. There's nobody
They're
else
gonna,
that
they're
can.
gonna
'Cause
get
he's-
knocked out in this
Because he's
tournament.
fucking biased, dude. He has Baylor, who was a number 1 seed, who's fucking garbage. They're not even gonna get a 1 seed.
Yes, they are.
How much you want to bet? How much you
Baylor,
want to bet right
Baylor
here?
will get a 1
How
seed.
much do you want to bet? Everybody can see this. How much do you want to bet?
I'm not betting. I'm telling you right now, Baylor
Then
should
bet.
get a 1
Put your
seed.
money where your mouth is. Bet me $100.
I'm not betting you. No.
Because they're not going to get it. You know who's going to get it if they win it out and they win out and do good in the ACC?
Finish, Kyle. I didn't mean it. Kenny went off
Sorry,
the
no,
rails.
you
Go.
can go.
It's Florida State. Baylor.
Yeah, I agree. I got Florida State too.
So how can Baylor be a number 1?
Who do you have?
I don't have Gonzaga as number
Dude, it's
1.
it's locked. They had to beat San Francisco. Joe Lenardi said it. It's a lock. They said it already. It doesn't matter
who are
about
you
this
putting
game.
above
Who are you putting
Gonzaga?
above Gonzaga?
Kansas, Dayton, Baylor, Florida State.
How can Baylor be up there if they have 3 or 4 losses and a shit one to TCU?
They
makes
can
no
they can make a
sense.
run in the Big 12 tournament.
There's nobody in the Big 12 besides Kansas.
If they beat
There's some other
Kansas
teams.
in
If
the
they
Big
beat
12
Kansas, then
tournament,
yes.
they will have a 1 seed.
Yes,
for
I
sure,
agree.
yeah.
But if they don't beat
So they have a
Kansas,
shot.
no, absolutely not. Sorry.
I think it's between Baylor and Florida State though, as the last 1 seed. I don't think Baylor deserves it,
Fuck no.
but I would give it to either Florida State or if Creighton wins the Big East, they deserve it. They have against quad 1 opponents and quad 2 opponents, they have a 13-6 record. Like that's insane. They've played 13. They have 13 wins against quad 1 and quad 2 opponents. Like they're playing all good teams. Like they have 7 losses, but
They could get
they've been
bounced.
beating everyone.
They could get bounced though in the first game of the big.
They could get
Big
bounced
East.
or they could make a run. It's just whoever's hot in the
It's
tournament.
that point guard could really hurt them.
He's like we said, he's coming back, bro. He's only gonna be out like the
One
first
game.
What if they lose the first game? They're not even a 2 seed. Then they drop to 3, in my opinion.
We'll see. If they lose the first game in the Big East tournament, you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
they would probably drop. But yeah, I mean, I think it's between those teams, but I don't know who else.
Come on,
All right,
Vito.
I got Kansas. I think Kansas and Dayton are locked, no matter what. No matter how you roll the dice, Kansas Dayton should, no matter what, be a 1 seed. And then Gonzaga's on the hinge for me. Baylor's on the hinge for me, and Florida State. Those three. I think Gonzaga doesn't get it just because I think they're going to get bounced in their tournament. I really do. I don't think they're going to win it. I think they're going to get bounced. Baylor will probably face Kansas. Even if they lose and Gonzaga gets bounced, I think Baylor gets it over them just because Baylor plays better competition than Gonzaga does. Um, Gonzaga, this is just against the spread betting. Gonzaga against the spread, they're 16-6. This is after last night's loss too. They're 16. I'm sorry, 16-16. So they're 500 against the spread.
Their spreads are 14, 15,
Because they play
18.
trash teams. They should be smoking them
Listen
if
to
they're
me.
that good.
I want to
no?
get through your fucking small brain over there real quick.
Do they play
Listen to
trash
me.
teams or no?
Listen to me. They're
How
not in
many
a great
top 10?
conference.
How
yes,
many top
they're not
10
in a
teams
great.
do they play?
They
played one, Michigan,
Can I ask you something?
beginning of the year.
If you're the number 2 seed,
Michigan might not even been ranked the beginning of the year.
you know nothing about college basketball. It fucking hurts my head, dude. Baylor lost to TCU, bro. They fucking have been blowing it. They're not even the top 4 anymore. You can't put them as a 1 seed. Gonzaga has been the one of the two all year. All year. Yes, I get they don't play great fucking teams, but there's a reputation with that program. They're consistent. They're at the top every single year. You're just going to bounce them after Baylor lost to TCU and almost lost to Texas Tech? Like, they've been blowing it. They got blown out by West Virginia. How the fuck are you a 1 seed? It just doesn't make sense. I know you
I
want
think
the
it's just
Bears.
the
competition,
record.
though.
It's just the record at that point.
And-
They're
and the
26
competition.
And spreads don't matter for shit about seedings. Where did that come from? Joe Lunardi's the GOAT, and he has Gonzaga's the 1 seed. Even if they lose tonight,
The spreads make a difference. That's where Vegas really has them, where they should be winning, and they're not.
So
I
you're
mean,
saying
they're
they're-
just simply not
so they're a
winning the
500
way they
team?
should be.
So they're a 500 team.
They're not beating teams in the conference they're in the way they should be.
Their conference this year is
No?
better than it has been. I'm not saying it's teams like Kansas and them, but it's not like it's just dog shit. San Francisco
dog
and
shit.
St. Mary's and BYU's ranked. So there's competition there. I don't think that Baylor gets it, but we'll see.
I mean, SDSU still only has 2 losses, but
Two
that's
bad losses,
Yeah, but
too.
that's because of their competition. Like they don't play anyone, so they should have went undefeated. So that's why you can't put them as a 1 seed.
I don't think they have a chance.
FSU?
To win.
But
no,
no,
San Diego
SDSU.
State.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, we just got to see the rest of how these tournaments play out, and I mean, obviously then we'll know. But if Baylor goes on a run, then yeah, they're gonna get the last 1 seed. That's what it comes down to. If they go and they only lose to Kansas in the final, then I think they will end up getting.
I
the
think
1
so.
And if
seed.
Florida
If it's a good game,
and
if they
if-
don't get blown
and
out.
I
if,
think so.
if Florida State gets bounced early, I agree. But that's the only way because Creighton's not getting it, Kentucky's not getting it, and I don't think San Diego State gets it.
All right, let's move on, bro.
All right.
Leave it or believe it, time?
We're on Leave It or Believe It.
Yes.
All right, let's see the first topic here. NBA games will be played in empty arenas due to the COVID-19 virus.
All right, so let me lead off on this one.
Leave
Okay.
it or believe it, Ches?
I think a lot of people are underestimating the impact of this virus that it's going to have. And I'm not saying that it's going to touch everyone, like, and everyone's going to get infected, but the CDC, which is the Center for Disease and Control Prevention, and the U.S. government, legally, they can tell the NBA and NFL and all these organizations that they can't have games or they can't have fans at their arenas.
Yep.
And if it gets to a certain point, they can tell them that they can't even play. Like, if we got to the point where China is at now, like, you're not allowed to go to events in China. Like, there's no social gatherings of any kind. Doesn't matter what it is. So this isn't about sports. Like, I get it. Like, they're going to be mad. Like, season ticket holders,
Teams are going to be losing
Players-
revenue. Yeah,
players
whatever.
are going to hate it playing in empty arenas. But this is not about sports. This is about something way more important, about, like, the safety of the entire country. So if it comes down to it, and if the virus keeps spreading the way it has been, this was a quick stat. In the past few months, it's had an average, this virus, the COVID-19 virus, has doubled at a rate of every 6 days. There's about 500 confirmed cases in the U.S. right now, but estimates are more close to like 2,000 with what they expect are actually. And if this goes on, by the end of April, there will be 1 million people infected in the United States.
Yeah.
So if it gets anywhere near that point, more measures are going to be taken. And I'm not saying it's going to get up to that by that time because the United States is going to start doing things to like halt this spreading. So this is not that. I don't think it's that outrageous of a statement. I think this could easily happen. I believe it.
I totally agree with you. I mean, kind of to your point with the statistics. We were listening to a podcast today. Joe Rogan had a specialist on from the
Oh, did he?
CDC. Yeah,
Did he?
it's actually
I
pretty
gotta
good.
watch that. Yeah.
He just
He didn't finish it yet,
he
but
dropped it today. What's his name? Michael
something I forget. But,
Holsterdam.
so he was saying like just projected like the CDC projected this back in 2016, 2017 that this was not gonna happen, but like if we don't take steps, start creating vaccines now, it's gonna be a big epidemic. But so right now he's projecting that over 400,000 people will die of this virus
In the United States or the world?
in the world,
Okay.
which is I mean that's a shit ton of people for a virus.
Yeah, there's only
Imagine
like
you have a
4,000
vaccine.
deaths right now, I think.
Yeah, imagine you have a vaccine for that. They took proactive steps in creating one. Even if the vaccine wasn't that effective, maybe like 50% of the people survived it.
Yeah.
It's another 200K that survived that. But I mean, this is only going to get worse before it gets better.
I agree.
So I mean,
100%.
right now this is nothing. It's only going to get worse. The sports teams really should take precaution because imagine if like stars start getting this virus. You know what I mean? Then the content that these leagues are putting out is hindered because they don't have these stars on their field or the court. So you got to look at it that way. You got to protect what you're paying. So I
Yeah,
mean,
for sure. And people could still watch on TV.
that's the
Like
thing.
it's just the people that are mostly affected are the people in the arena.
So I mean, I don't know if you guys remember this too, but in April 29th, 2015, the Baltimore Orioles played a game with no one in there. Do you remember that?
I heard about it,
I
but
don't remember.
So
but
they played with no
It was what
no
kind of
fans.
reason was it
The
though?
reasoning was this guy, Freddie Gray, he died of police brutality. So the whole Baltimore city, this was in Baltimore too, where he died. The whole Baltimore city was enraged, and the reason they didn't have fans in the stadium or around the stadium was, for protection of the fans and of the players. I mean, you take
Wow.
those principles, trying to protect players and fans, apply that to what's going on now.
And this is
It's
more
the same
serious
situation,
than that.
if
This is
not
way
more serious, because
This is like this is a biological thing that can
it
kill
spreads through
people.
the air. You breathe it in. Like it's not like you touch something or touch someone. It's literally in the air, and
If someone coughs or sneezes in your direction, yeah.
that's it. I mean, they should be taking these steps. They kind of are. NBA, MLB, NHL, MLS. They're not allowing media in the locker room. So it's a step forward. But
Yeah.
well, you had
yeah, I'm not going to be surprised that they don't have fans in the stadium.
I mean, it's believe it already. It's not even leave it because Valencia, I know it's in Italy, played today for the Champions League. They played in an entire stadium with not a single fan.
yeah, Italy's
You-
bad.
If
right
you
now.
Italy's
see
really
though,
bad.
if you see the videos, just seeing not a single person in a soccer stadium is crazy. And the Ivy League, they just fucking pushed through Yale, and they pushed through Princeton for the girls. They're not even playing the tournament for the Ivy League, so it's already happened. I mean, it's believe it, but it hasn't gotten to like the NBA and NHL yet. But yeah, I mean, LeBron came out and was like, "I'm not gonna fucking play with no fans."
Yeah,
He
but
was
you
just
don't have a
saying that.
choice.
But he
I mean,
just-
you
yeah,
don't
I
have a
mean,
choice.
But I'm saying
obviously,
he just
obviously
came-
none of the none of the players
he
want
just
it.
came back out and like was saying different wise though, or differently. But no, it's gonna be weird. I don't know what they're gonna do for March Madness. I mean, if you have games without any fans in March Madness, it's just gonna be weird to see how it plays out.
Well, that's the other thing I wanted to bring up. Like the NFL and the NCAA haven't made any sort of restrictions yet about this whole.
I think they're gonna try to
COVID-19.
put. I think they're gonna try to push through the tournament. It's right around the corner.
I mean,
You know what I mean? The NFL is probably gonna be. I mean, it depends how long this lasts for. The NBA playoffs might be fucking weird.
NFL's coming up. I mean, sooner than you think.
I hope it's not
camp's
around
gonna
for the
start.
NFL. Fuck.
Yeah, camp's gonna start. I mean, relatively soon.
The
Draft.
draft's coming up, yeah.
They're saying they're saying they might not even go through with
Yeah.
this whole draft. They're
I don't
just gonna
think
do it
people,
all
yeah,
online.
nobody's going to
Yeah.
the draft.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll see what happens with that. But I mean, the NCAA. I mean, it's here. The tournaments are here. So I'm curious to see if they do implement anything. I think they should. I mean, all right, maybe it's a little hyped up by the media and everything, but it is a lot more serious than some people may think. So
Yeah, a lot of people just are shrugging it off like, oh, this stuff like this happens all the time. Like, yeah, maybe there is things that spread all the time, but this
there's
this
stuff
one
you got to
spreads
do.
really easily. And the worst part about the whole virus is that a lot of people that get infected, like let's say we got infected, we might not show any symptoms, but we're still a carrier of the virus.
Exactly.
So we could still spread it to other people
Who will
even if
feel
we
the
don't show a
effects.
single symptom.
Yeah.
So that's why it's so hard to contain and that's why it's not going to be contained. It's almost impossible.
And there's almost nothing you can do to
Yeah.
prevent it besides just not going to crowded areas. That's
Yeah.
what it comes down
I'm
to.
just gonna throw it out there. I don't think it's gonna happen, but it's a good thought. Probably won't happen. Definitely won't happen. But just fucking having everybody stay in their own state. Can't leave the state. So once you have
I
sections
mean,
of the
not even state, just towns.
Looks
Towns
like
are
our
shutting
trip's
down.
getting canceled, boys.
nah, but think about it.
Get
State-wise,
cheap tickets.
state-wise, you have the West Coast that's quarantined. You don't want them to go to the East Coast. You just fucking until the whole country is good to go. You don't leave your state.
So we get a vaccine.
Yeah, and it's not
It's-
coming
it's
anytime
too
soon.
What are
late.
these
apparently.
fucking biologists and scientists doing,
It's
bro?
too
Like,
late
figure it
for-
out. It
it's
can't
too
be
late.
that hard.
It's too late, really, for a vaccine. I mean,
No, but you could still like find a cure. Like give people the medicine.
I
You know what I'm
guess.
saying?
Listen,
Yeah, I
listen
mean,
to the Joe Rogan podcast.
Not like
tomorrow.
a preventative vaccine, like just something that you give them to get rid of the virus.
Yeah.
Like if it's just a pill or whatever. But like we got to figure something out, or else it's just gonna keep spreading.
Yeah, I totally agree. And if you guys listening do want some actual updates about the coronavirus and don't want to listen to the bullshit media, this was on Joe Rogan's podcast.
Or
with
the
this guy.
bullshit that we got to say about it.
Go to, you'll get updates about it. CIDRAP.umn.edu. This is the
Okay.
Center for Infectious Diseases Research and Policies.
So it's legitimate.
Very
stats,
legit, very legit.
non-biased information.
They'll tell you how it is. Media's not hyping it up. They'll give you numbers too. Like right here, Italy COVID-19 total tops 10,000. Funding grows for treatments, vaccines. Like they'll give you articles here. It's cool. I mean, you'll at least get valid updates about it. So if you want to check that out.
So enough with the virus.
Yeah, let's move on.
Let's get into the NFL. You guys like the 18-game schedule? Believe it or leave it?
I'm leaving it.
Yeah?
There's no need to add another regular season game in the NFL. I don't really understand why they're doing it. I mean, take away a preseason game apparently and then add an extra regular season game. I don't understand what that adds, the value that's added. You already have players that are getting hurt in preseason and get hurt throughout the year. If they do take a preseason game away, I guess it is the same amount, or no, it's not if it's 18. I just don't think it's smart. I think they should forget about the NFL. They've changed way too much in the NFL, and they should focus their attention on the NCAA football, college football, and change that football bracket and playoffs up instead of changing the regular season schedule for the NFL. I don't like it. I just don't think the players like it, and I don't think it's going to end well overall in general.
Well, I want to start with saying that the current CBA, like we're talking about an 18-game schedule, the current collective bargaining agreement that the NFL is trying to get agreed upon by the players is that it's going to be a 17-game season. That's with the current one. The players' salaries increase from 47% of the revenue sharing to 48.5%. That's with 17 games. But the issue is a lot of these NFL owners are thinking that this makes no sense. But this, like I researched this, but they think that that increase of 1.5% is too much, and they're like they don't agree with, like they don't want it to happen. A lot of these NFL owners, so they're pressuring their players to vote no for this CBA. In the next CBA they want to propose, this is what like the whole talk is about. They want to propose an 18-game.
So there's two proposals out there.
But one of them is already like in action, so it's getting voted on as we speak. So if they deny this one, then owners are going to come back with an 18-game season, and they're going to pay players 50% shared revenue. But I don't know where the difference is. Like it's still a 1.5% increase for each one, but like they weren't for it with the 17 games, but they are with the 18. It really is just a shady situation, and it doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Well, maybe they'll make, like the owners make more money with that extra game.
Yeah, I get,
with
but
like factoring in the 0.5% increase. But then it could jump to 50%.
like they're
I don't know.
saying they're frustrated that the player monetary increases are up 1.5% for 17 games, and the size of the active rosters are increased, and they're like mad about that. This isn't every NFL owner, but this is like
The
a
majority,
good portion of them. I don't know if it's the
not
full
majority.
majority, but it's a good portion of them. And
Is,
most players are against it, like
is it
Richard
even
Sherman,
is
Aaron
it even
Rodgers.
worth the risk of injury though?
That's the whole question. I mean,
If you're a player, why would you want that?
Well, it's not about.
because you're only getting 3% more
That's what I'm
of
saying.
yeah.
Why would you want that
That's
as a
not a
player?
lot.
They're not going to
Exactly.
cover your liability for. I mean, if you're going to get injured for one more game for 3%,
Well,
that,
it's
in
all
my
about
opinion,
like these
makes
young
no
guys coming
sense.
into the league where they're not making as much as the Patty Mahomes of the league or the Richard Shermans of the league. They're not making as much, so this extra CBA agreement would put more money in their pockets essentially.
A
So
really stupid part of the whole thing that I saw when it was this was originally proposed in August of 2019, this original CBA, and it was saying that players can only play in 16 out of the 18 games. Any given player can only play in 16 out of the 18 games. What the fuck kind of
well, it'd be six. It would
why
be
would you ever want that?
no, but
That
it'd be
doesn't make
16 out of 17 or 16.
seven. It would be 17 out of. Well, no, because you have the bye. You're saying is
Yeah,
that what
yeah,
you're talking about?
yeah.
Yeah, but then they'd only be playing. Yeah, they'd be playing. I guess 17 games.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So 16 or 17.
Or no. They can't play in 2 of the games, so they'd only be playing in 15 games.
Oh,
It
okay.
it
Okay.
doesn't. Well, there's only 17 games in an 18-week season. You know what I mean?
So they'll be taking a bye and then they have to sit another game.
But it just doesn't make sense to me. Why would you like put that in the rule book? Like a player can only play 16 out of the 18 games.
Yeah, it's
It doesn't make any sense, right? It's like what if you're fighting for a playoff spot and your quarterback has played all year, but because of the new CBA, he has to sit out the last 2 games of the regular season. Like
I
it
ju-
just doesn't make sense.
I just hate how they're always trying to change the rules and schedules and everything in every sport. It's just so different now than what
I'm
it used
okay
to
with
be.
like the division thing. I don't know if you guys know more about that, like getting rid of the divisions and just having it conference.
Make it like the NBA.
Yeah, like
That'd be awesome.
I'm okay with that, but I really only disagree with the fact that they would only allow players to play with 16 of the games. That doesn't make any sense to me. Then don't fucking increase the games. You want your best players on the field. Period. End of discussion.
That's it. That's it. All right, what else we got here?
Barry Bonds, baby.
Ooh. All right, let's dive in a little bit about Barry Bonds. What's going on with this guy? Let me pull up this article too. But, Chesney, I mean, you know some of this, right?
Yeah, I got a bunch of shit on this. So originally, like, I was actually talking to Ronnie about this, and we were first saying like, nah, he cheated. He doesn't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. But upon doing a decent amount of research today, this guy, he was a 14-time All-Star, 8-time Golden Glove winner. And Golden Glove, like, I'm sorry, PEDs doesn't play that big of an effect in that. It might a little bit, but no. 7-time MVP. The second most by anyone ever was Albert Pujols with 3 MVPs.
Yeah.
This guy had 7 of them. He was never disciplined in his whole career for PEDs and never tested positive. He admitted to it he admitted that he used it from 1998, and there was an investigation. This is when they found out he used it from 1998 onwards. I don't know if he did the last couple of years of his career, but he ended in 2007. But even if you completely got rid of all those stats or all those years that he played with PEDs from 1999 to 2007, he'd still be a Hall of Famer. Like this guy, if you didn't include his last seasons when he was using PEDs, he'd be hitting 290 with 411 home runs, 19,000 hits, 12,000 RBIs, 13,050 walks, or 1,350
Right
walks.
there is Hall of Fame numbers right there.
Yeah, and a 966 OPS. There are only 4 other players that have those numbers, and all of them are already in the Hall of Fame. Babe Ruth, Mickey Mantle, Jimmy Fox, and Ted Williams. It just, and honestly, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. It's like this guy, even if you discredit all of those seasons where he was using PEDs, he's still a Hall of Famer. So even if you say nothing happened, like he still would have put up probably similar numbers to what he put up before. Like his 72 home run season,
Yeah.
that's something that you could be like, that shouldn't count because he was using PEDs for that, and that's a home run title. Like he shouldn't. That's something you could strip him from, but I don't think you should be able to strip him from the Hall of Fame with these numbers, considering everything he's done for the sport. Like you can't have baseball without Barry Bonds.
I
You know what I'm
totally
saying?
agree. Barry Bonds is literally one of the best hitters of all time. Like you just type in
And fielders, he had 8 Gold Gloves.
yes, that's I mean, that's just a whole nother story. But I mean, you think of Barry Bonds, you think of his amazing hitting. And to imagine that he's kind of struggling right now to get in the Hall of Fame, 2020, or I'm sorry, 2022 is the last year that he can be indicted into the Hall of Fame. So um, this year on the ballot was him and Roger Clemens. They both obviously.
Yeah, we should be talking about both of them.
Yeah,
But
I mean with
we'll
the
limit to Barry
steroids.
Bonds for now.
So Roger Clemens got a 67% vote, and Bonds got a 60% vote. You need at least 75% of the votes to make the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, but Barry Bonds, it's been going up from in 2013, he only got 36% of the ballots, and now he had whatever you just said in 2019. It's going up
60.7.
every year.
Well, that's good because I really am rooting for him. I mean, you think about the MLB now, especially with this whole Astros thing going on. People try to cheat. Like that's just the way the game always is, where you try to steal signs or
Me,
whether
me and Eddie were saying this. You're telling me that almost every player in a time where they didn't even have tests for PEDs weren't using them? It was
yeah.
an even playing field. I'm sure everybody knew he was taking them. They're like, I'm going to have to take them if I want to fucking compete too.
I mean, fuck yeah. I mean, why
It's not
not?
his fault that he was the only one who got caught because
Well,
he
he
put
j-
up the fucking most staggering numbers people have ever seen.
Well, he blew it.
Yeah.
He did it to himself because
Yeah, he
you don't
did.
go from a twig to an absolute giant in like 3 years. So like, of
Well,
course.
he also admitted to it.
Well,
That's
yeah,
how you
you
did
knew-
it to
well,
himself.
listen,
No, I don't think he did. Did he? I don't
Yeah,
think he did.
no, he
He
well,
didn't. He didn't publicly come out and say he did.
he admitted to it, but said that his trainer was telling him that it was flaxseed and some sort of oil. And they admitted this in 2005.
So when he was still
Obviously,
playing.
yeah, but
Oh
like
no,
you
that's
can't
when he
you
retired.
can't say that and expect people to believe you that you didn't know what you were taking. Like that's just outrageous to me.
You guys basically nailed all of it. I'm not going to go too much into it. I just don't think you put him in if you don't put Roger Clemens in. I think that both of
Or I
them
mean, what
pretty go
about
hand in
what
hand.
about A-Rod? Like you don't think he's a Hall of Famer? I mean, he publicly came out and said he took steroids. So I mean, that's a whole different story.
I mean,
Or maybe if Bonds did come out and say it publicly, maybe that would, make this whole thing a little bit more in his favor because he's more open about it. I don't know, but I mean, you don't think A-Rod's a Hall of Famer? He definitely is. So
I don't know. Times are different. It's tough to say. I mean, his stats without the PEDs is great, obviously. So like you want to put him into consideration, but he also had a huge portion of his success to get him to that point, like which really made his name, his figure, his style, like made him baseball. Like because of that, he was the lefty in San Francisco that's gonna hit it over the fucking wall into the fucking ocean. Every time this guy's on canoes because of fucking Barry
literally,
Bonds.
yeah,
Like that, they pop
funny.
because of him. So
Yeah.
like his figure got him there because of the steroids. Looking after the stats and now the way baseball is today and how everything, I think you can possibly put him into consideration, which is why the percentage is going up because people are recognizing that. But like you said, he only has until 2022. I don't think that
he's got 2 more years.
him and Clemens were at the same time. I think that if they're going in together, they're going in together, and that if one of them gets bounced, I don't see them both, either going in or staying out.
I wouldn't be surprised if Clemens doesn't get in, but Bonds should.
Do you guys think that if we let Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens in to Coopersville or Cooperstown,
Cooperstown,
if we let him in there,
Pete Rose.
like, do you think that? Well, we're gonna get into that another podcast. Eddie was just
Yeah.
saying that too.
Yeah.
But like, if we let them in, like, don't you think this would open like floodgates to where like other people would be considered all the time that use PEDs?
That's another
you
problem.
know, yeah, that's
an
a
issue.
big issue with it.
the
I'm
MLB
sure there's
doesn't
been,
want that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're playing favoritism then. Like,
But
some
with,
guys got
like
shafted.
this guy, he should be in the Hall of Fame. You can't have baseball without Barry Bonds. It's my final take on it.
Yeah, I
Especially
totally
when he
agree.
put up numbers in his career when he didn't have it that he would have been in the Hall of Fame if you just wipe out all those years that he used them. So
Yeah,
we
I
could
say
leave it at
give it
that.
to
But
I say give it to Barry.
yeah, give it to him. Give the man his fucking what he deserves.
Yeah. All right. On to the next topic here. So you leave it or believe it with Ty Lue will be the next coach of the Brooklyn Nets. Leaving it or believing it?
What do you think?
This one's tough. I'm going to go 50-50. I kind of believe it because Kyrie Irving and Ty Lue have that.
Wait, 1 second. 1 second. Is the segment called Leave It
Yeah, and
or
guess-
Believe
and-
It or 50-50?
And guess what? I just fucking changed it for this fucking topic, okay?
Wasn't this your idea to have this topic too?
I think that because now I'm thinking about it, I think Ty Lue really does have a good chance to go there just because of Kyrie, and Kyrie had success with him in Cleveland. He knows his style. It'll be a good combination. I think KD will blend well with Ty Lue. But I'm going to take it to the next level, which is also why I kind of don't believe it, and I'm leaving it because I can see them going for a better coach, as in Greg Popovich. Tim Duncan is already coaching some games for Greg Popovich, obviously personal reasons, but is already coaching. He's already getting his feet wet. Pop is taking him along the way under his fucking belt and showing him the ways because he's going to be dipping soon. Now, I don't know if he's going to retire when he's done or if he wants to part ways with the Spurs and start something new with the new organization. But I'm telling you, if Greg Popovich goes to the Nets and they have Kyrie and KD healthy next year, that team's going to be fucking good and really make some noise because they have a coach for real that can really, lead them into the playoffs and make a big push.
I disagree.
I also disagree.
And here's why. Greg Popovich, I think if he's gonna leave the Spurs, I think he's done. I don't think his career is gonna expand beyond the Spurs. Whatever years he's got left, he's gonna put in, and I think once that's done, he's done coaching. Take the rest of your time of your life. You had a great fucking career.
Yeah, I mean, how old is he? He's got to be
How many
like
championships? 5 or 6?
5?
5 championships.
All with Timmy
All
D.
with Timmy D, yeah. And I mean, there's no point in him trying to go make something happen somewhere else. Like, I get it, you have Kyrie and Kevin Durant, but
He's 71.
I think they fit. This all stems to the point. I think they fit a lot better with a coach like Ty Lue. Me and Eddie were talking about this because they have, like, Ty Lue is that kind of coach.
He's a
that'll-
pushover.
Yeah, he's in layman's terms.
Ty Lue's soft as shit.
Layman's terms.
And you know what? He's soft as shit like Kyrie. So you know what? They will blend
But
together.
the thing is, when
They'll
you have
fucking
players,
blow it again next
when
year.
you have
Watch.
players as good as
Superstars, yeah.
these are like superstar players. Like, you need to let them do their thing. You can't be
And
coaching
even these
them
great
in and
role
out every
players
second.
like Levert, Dinwiddie,
yeah, yeah.
Allen. They
I
got
mean-
great role players to kind of just feed off of KD and Kyrie. They don't really need, I guess, a game plan, you could say.
Yeah, I don't think Ty Lue is a bad coach. That's not what I'm saying. But I think he's more willing to let the players
Feel out
play
the game.
how they
yeah.
want. Yeah, feel out the game and then make adjustments accordingly. But not like Greg Popovich has a very
Strict,
set standard, like for practices, for games, for everything.
But he
and I just don't
wins.
think that'll fit well with the play style of Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. And I think they had a lot to do with Kenny Atkinson getting fired. Me personally, I think it had to have been. Like, if they wanted him to stay, he would have been there.
I heard a report that some of the players were kind of bashing him in the locker room, so that's why they kind of made that move.
Yeah, but then DeAndre Jordan was saying that they wanted or they didn't ask for him to get fired. So I mean,
So who the hell knows at this
that's
point?
that's KD and Kyrie.
It's Kyrie playing his
Yeah,
little
it's
mind
all a
games.
little plot.
Little
I don't know
pussy.
if they have that power yet, those two. LeBron's the only one in the league that can finesse
KD
teams.
has that power. I don't care if he hasn't played a game as a net. He's
KD
got that
also
power.
left OKC up 3-1 against the Warriors and fucking joined them to
All
win a
right,
chip.
we know.
Still
So
has
stop.
he still
So
has that
stop.
power though. It's
Stop
really
it.
like KD, LeBron, maybe Kawhi, but Kawhi would never do that. That's just the type of person he is. But
Giannis.
I don't. I mean,
Now, yes, for sure.
I feel like even Giannis wouldn't do something like that.
I'm not saying he would do it, but I'm saying he could do it for sure. Like, people would listen to him if he's like, yeah, I want my coach gone. They would probably fire him. If he's like, I'm leaving if you don't fire him, probably
Yeah.
pick him.
Yeah, it's true.
What do we got, Dean? Love to see it.
Yeah, we got a new little segment here. You love to see it. Chesney, you love to see it. That Rutgers basketball
This
will
is
be
all
in the
Kenny right here.
tournament.
I want to hear you
What do
go
you
off,
say,
baby.
Ken?
Who we got, kid?
Love
Let's
to see
fucking
that.
go in the
I
tournament,
am
baby.
fucking so hyped, dude. It's just
Are
Geo
you
Baker has been fucking popping, dude. He is making some shots that is like ridiculous.
On Saturday when we were watching here,
Purdue.
we were just like,
That fadeaway with the
What?
hand in his
Yeah.
face.
he forces OT and then wins it in OT.
Yeah.
It's like ridiculous.
Listen,
dude. This kid
we've
is a baller.
we've said it before. We were there when there was 50 kids in the fucking rack in the student section, and now you see it on TV and it's bumping.
Sold out for
Sold
like,
out.
10 games straight.
Huge game coming up Thursday against Michigan. If they can beat Michigan, they then go on and play Wisconsin, who's the 1 seed in the Big Ten. You take out Wisconsin, they're projected as a 9 seed right now in the tournament, either playing Colorado or LSU as of right now. You take out Michigan, you take out Wisconsin, they couldn't even move up a few slots in the
I like it.
tournament. It's great to see them there. I hope they fucking win at least a few games and make some noise. Proud Rutgers alum over here.
I love it.
Proud.
I love it. I'm proud too, man. I'm excited. We got a shot. You
They
never
definitely
know.
got a shot.
I was
mean,
looking, if they're in
we're
the top
projected.
bracket, they're gonna. If Baylor gets the 1 seed, I think they're gonna play LSU in that bracket, and
Yeah,
then
and
they
then-
could play. They could either play. It would be Baylor or Virginia somewhere in there. Which I mean, you match up with Virginia, they're good right now. But
Oh, and we could beat Baylor.
the thing is,
They're
Rutgers.
fucking trash. Remember, Dean?
Baylor's a scary team. Watch
Stop.
out, Ken.
So is Rutgers, baby.
Yes,
Big-
they are.
Bam.
Big tournament coming up this week. I'm excited to see what they bring to the
Yeah,
table.
we'll talk about it more once it happens. This is just real quick. Just want to give a little shout out to the Tennessee Titans for donating that $1 million to the tornado relief in Tennessee.
Yeah,
That was
love
a
to see
terrible
that.
tornado. Feel bad for all the families, but the other teams in the AFC South, Texans, Colts, Jaguars, they also, as a joint donation, $100,000. Like, what the fuck is that? It's nothing.
That's something.
You
though.
kidding me? 3 teams
Yeah, that's pretty
and
bad.
total, so
pretty bad.
$33,000 each. Like they're like, yeah, we care. Obviously not. Yeah, and Dak's
Yeah,
making
and Dak's-
34 bill.
Not
Exactly.
yet.
Thank
not
you.
yet. Not yet.
That's true. Not yet. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that real quick. The Titans, the real dogs, donating the mill.
Go in there,
Bam.
face to face. You know, help aiding them down there.
Yeah,
with the,
yeah.
with
No,
the
they were. The
tornado.
players were there too,
That's
helping
awesome.
in the relief. That's
You
awesome.
love- yeah,
the
you
NFL,
really do love to
the
see
NFL
that.
needs to start doing more shit like this because the NBA cares. They have that
The
shit
NBA
down
or
pat.
the
dude.
NFL organization actually donated too. I didn't get the exact number, but I
You
think
mean
it was
the
like
NBA?
the
NFL.
NFL.
Oh, the NFL organization
NFL like
altogether?
themselves.
I
They
got you.
donated to like rebuild football fields and schools and stuff.
That's how it should
Ah,
be.
nice.
Yeah, that's good.
It's good to see.
Another one though, love to see it with Zion's historic career start. I mean, he's just literally on a historic pace right now. No one. I mean, he's breaking records.
He only had one game without having 20 points, right?
Yeah,
There's only one, and he had 17 or
that was
whatever.
his season debut.
I'm pretty. Yeah, he's,
No, I thought recently
double
he just
digits.
had 17 one game.
he might. I think you're
It
right.
was
I
also
think
his
it was
season
recently.
debut then, so maybe it was more than once.
But dude, this guy, watching him is like, it's like watching, like Patrick Mahomes when he was having his MVP year last year. You know, it was like you could just tell that this guy is on a different level and he's gonna be really good. I'm just so excited to see the rest of his career. There's
If Zion stays healthy, he is by far the next LeBron James, like the next figure of the NBA, without a doubt. I know Ja's right there. I know there's still other good rookies, but it went from MJ to LeBron, and I think Zion has a chance in a different like position and style. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
LeBron can
definitely
play all the
different style.
positions, and Jordan, was a shooting guard, but he's just a beast power forward, dude. I still can't get over his second jump for how big of a guy he is. He gets every offensive rebound that he misses and puts it back in. I'm telling you, next year the Pelicans are young. They got talent. They're gonna be scary,
contenders.
dude. They're gonna be
Contenders.
scary.
This
next
year they could fuck around and get an 8 seed though.
They're like 5 games out, I think, with maybe like I don't know how many
it's been
games
the
left in
same
the season.
thing.
They
It's
can't
been the same
gain
thing
ground.
from last week too.
I know.
They got like a
just
month
sitting
and a
there.
half. There's like a month and a half left in the season.
They gotta
They
gotta
could,
make
but
a push.
I mean, if you're gonna end up playing the Lakers first
yeah,
round,
you're gonna get bounced.
good
anyway.
luck. But
Yeah.
it'd still be nice for them to get some experience in the playoffs. So
Yeah,
they
100%.
should definitely be trying for it.
LeBron loses and Zion goes, "Fuck you, LeBron. I'm the new shit."
Could you imagine they
Takes over
took
the
out the
league.
Lakers like
That'd be
first
sick.
round of the playoffs? That'd
LeBron
be
would
insane,
probably
Love to
dude.
see
retire.
that.
It'd be awesome.
Oh, That would be awesome.
But yeah, I still got Zion as Rookie of the Year. I think he could overtake.
Have the odds changed?
I don't know. I haven't checked recently,
Mm.
but
Don't check. Just let it ride out. Don't even think that it's there. Just let it ride.
I said he was gonna win it before he even came back on the podcast. I forget what number it was. Whenever we talked about
I think
it.
it was last week.
No.
No, that was weeks ago.
This was like before
weeks
he
ago?
even started playing.
All right.
We talked about it.
We'll see. So, Dean, handled or scandaled, kid? We only got one. Dean and Ken,
Fuck this, dude.
right here.
I fucking hate this. I'm so
This
mad.
isn't no, but this is pretty fucked up if you really think about
Yeah,
it.
it's
It
fucked
is.
up. It's more than fucked up for more than one reason.
For years,
My
they found
reason
out
mostly.
that all these trainers for horse racing have been drugging the horses with PEDs,
Yeah,
like to the point where it increases the blood clots in their blood, and horses have died from this. Like multiple horses have been proven, like they're just coming out with all these stats that have died from literally these trainers giving them PEDs. And I mean, when you have a person like Maximum Security, who
Can I
the
go
trainer
off?
just got fired because of what they did to the horse, and he won I think he won like a grand total of like $30 million in the past few years.
Yeah. Yep.
It's fucking ridiculous, and it was all cheating.
Bro, why the fuck are you juicing my horse up too much? He can't even run in the fucking lane.
Give
That's
it-
the
give a
reason
little
why.
explanation.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
pissed. I'm
Explain
sitting
this.
in Kyle's fucking KC's fucking living room here.
was a while ago.
And I don't
Summer.
touch horses. I don't believe in horse racing. I think it's just fucking boring. I go, you know what? I'm gonna fucking put a bet on Maximum Security. Fuck it. This motherfucker cooking down the track, hoofs going, dirt behind his head. I'm like, fuck yeah, guy's kicking ass. Fucking crosses the finish line. I go, word, we won. Little did I know.
Kenny, no.
Let
But
me get there.
say, Kenny goes to the bathroom like right when he wins, and he's like, "Let's fucking go." He had like so much money on
Little
it. He was hyped up, like won like 2,000. He's in the bathroom, and I'm just watching, and they're like, "Oh, it looks like we're having a review."
Yeah,
I was like,
little did I know that.
wait,
Little
what?
did I know that there's fucking horse reviews or whatever. I walk out and Kyle goes, "Oh yeah, they're reviewing it." I start laughing in the fucking kid's
Yeah,
face.
he thought I was joking.
I'm like, "What are you talking about?" 30 seconds later, Maximum Security disqualified for the first time
No.
ever in the Kentucky
Remember, this
Derby.
was like a 15-minute review. We were
Dude.
like, "What the fuck is going on?" We were like, "This is taking forever."
Fuck Vegas.
What race
Fuck
was that? Was the
Vegas.
Kentucky
It was
Derby?
the
It was
Kentucky
because-
Derby, dude.
Yeah.
And who came in second? Country Home. The horse ended up getting
Very
beat up
big
eyes,
underdog.
because he
yeah,
went
the
into the
underdog was
lane. He
huge.
went into, or he crossed two lanes. Like you're allowed to cross one lane, but he crossed over two at a moment and slowed down a different
You
horse.
want to know why he went over the lane? You want to know why? Because the trainer injected fucking juice in his fucking hoof.
It was only
and-
in one leg. He was
Yeah,
fucking,
and
he
it
was
started
running
spazzing.
around.
It had too much fucking juice in it, and he just went out of the lane. Like, dude, he was clearly the better horse.
Oh my gosh.
I don't want to talk about it anymore.
No, but these this is
Scandaled.
actually fucked
was
up.
not handled.
So
Scandal.
Yeah, that's a scandal.
here's some facts for you. Excuse me. So these substances stimulated endurance, deadened nerves, increased oxygen intake, and reduced inflammation. Like that's crazy. Like these horses are just running without even feeling anything. Such a high risk for injury. Like
and you
they're-
could tell when you look at the horses, like it makes sense. They look like they're on fucking coke or
yeah,
something.
man. Like
All their veins are popping out of their bodies. Like Jesus Christ.
yeah. Then it says here. I mean, what actually happened to the horses amounted to nothing less than abuse.
Yeah, it was abuse.
Yeah,
it was
it's
straight up
awful.
abuse.
Like this
dude.
is just yeah. I mean, this is such a huge scandal.
There's 27
so much
different
money.
people involved.
so much money in horse betting too. Like this is bad.
Yeah,
this is
think
going to be
about
really
the money.
bad.
Think about the money that all these people had on these horses.
And the amount of money the horses won, just
Yeah.
in the races alone. Not even like people betting.
You
on
know how
it.
much the horse is actually worth itself too? Itself. If they wanted to
Oh, yeah.
breed the horse, which is what they do, they couldn't
They're
even.
worth fucking
it's just
millions, dude.
ridiculous, bro.
So
By far.
so real quick, does Maximum Security get in the Hall of Fame for PEDs?
No, fuck no. He's out.
No? Ah, come on. We got to put Barry in though.
Barry gets it.
might
Barry
get
gets
too.
it, but not Maximum Security. It wasn't the horse's fault that they're injecting him with shit.
Yeah, I mean the horse can't do anything about it.
All right.
All right, Kyle, go into your little here. This is all you.
So like I
Go for
said,
it.
I hope you guys took the bets last week. Sanjay Eam, top 5. That was a lock all day. This guy's been in contention for the last 5 tournaments. He's on a tear this year. He came in first 2 weeks ago, came in third last week. I'm taking him again, top 5, Players Championship. at plus 700. That's number one. Who I really think is going to win? John Rahm. This guy's been good, really good for the past few years, and he's just been getting better and better. He hasn't been on fire this year, I wouldn't say, but he's been in contention with a lot of tournaments. I like him to win at plus 1100. And then I also like Nick Taylor, who I said last week too. I was 1 week off. This is the week. Either if you want him to win at plus 17,500, so 17,500, or top 5 at 2,800. I like either of them.
You said Ricky?
No, I got Nick Taylor.
Okay.
Can I just say something real quick?
Yeah, who you got?
Pretty sure, could be wrong. Pretty sure Andrew Landry was plus 17,500 when we hit on that bet.
He is for this tournament.
So you know what I'm doing? I'm fucking taking him to win it. $50 on him.
Who else you
That's it.
taking, Mr. Vegas?
That's it, Jonathan Vegas. I'm Mr. Vegas. That's my long lost uncle. We're taking it together.
Jonathan Vegas plus 17,500. That's another good one. PGA also has a daily fantasy for anybody who's interested in playing. That if you win, you go to the World Championship of Sports Betting. So it's a $20 entry. The people that I just gave out, along with Tommy Fleetwood, I put in my lineup, along with one other person. I can't tell you guys just in case I hit. But
Come on, spill the beans.
so those are good. Those are a solid 5 to work with right there. Nah, I ain't saying the rest. So one last thing. It's our next level thought of the day. What do you guys think? Should the NFL legalize weed to help with injuries?
Absolutely. The fact that it's already legal in some states, these guys, especially running backs and fullbacks, are just banging all game long against linemen, against linebackers. I mean, you just got to imagine how Saquon Barkley feels the next day after just getting hit all game on that
Or Derrick
Giants offense, or Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry doesn't feel anything, all right? He hurts
you're right.
people.
yeah, that's true.
Joints,
That's true.
legs, just everything, dude. I mean, just let the guys, just let them smoke a little bit of weed.
There's so much
Let them
worse
go on an ice
things
bath
that they
and-
could be
exactly.
taking than
These
just
pills-
smoking some weed.
Exactly. The pills that they're going to give them are
So
10
many,
times worse.
and like just across all other sports. I mean, it should be legal with NBA too. I mean,
feel
so
like
many.
This isn't even like a debate. Like, why is it not legalized? Is a
So
That's
better
really the
question.
So
question.
many
Why is it
NBA
not legal?
players
It's
came
literally-
out, confessed that they've been smoking weed their entire NBA career.
Dude, Ron
Just
Artest,
because it helped them go
I
to
think other
bed.
sports is a little different though, because NBA is not really like it is a contact sport, but it's not
They're
the
doing
same
a lot,
level.
man. All right, yes, I understand that, but I mean, they're running up and down the court. Like,
Yeah,
they play 82 games. It's a lot. It's a lot on their knees, a lot on their legs. Like, they need a little something to just
and
go
I
to
mean, I
bed
agree.
too. Sleep is a big.
But the
big
NFL
thing.
should lead the charge with this because I think it's most important because it really is going to help a lot of people. Like this is not something that is detrimental to the players. Like it's going to help all the players, and I'm sure most players, if not all of them, would be for this.
Yeah.
So like,
And
if
most of them are probably taking some sort of drug, so why not do something maybe a little bit better?
if they gave out the CBA and said like, yeah, we're playing 18 games, but you guys can smoke weed, but we're keeping it at 47%
They'd say
revenue,
yes.
they'd be like, fuck yeah,
We're
we're in.
all in for that shit.
It's ridiculous, dude. It just legalize the shit.
Got no handle anymore, we on the
No harm
ropes.
to anyone.
Ain't no telling what you learned our last post. In my room hanging 10, we on the web. It's okay,
That's
better
a
listen
wrap.
what we
No
say.
handle.
No handle,
Vito
rose them on the
Bones,
mantle.
Bones.
Hot topics, better grab
Edward
your sandals.
Dulio
Break
on the
bread,
side
yeah, we
doing
get it
social
on
media.
And we'll be
FanDuel.
back.
You
and
know
we'll
the
be back
cast,
for
man.
Weehawken.
It's no
Don't you
handle.
worry.
Weehawken.
Next
and the
week.
new segment, Are You Smarter Than Bones? Don't
Are
forget.
you smarter than
Tune in
Bones
next
or
week, same
Victor?
time, Tuesday night. Peace.
Later.